Okay.
What's up, you fucking pussies?
Welcome to our very first podcast of our Hearthstone podcast of
Nice.
Welcome to Priest with a Gun. Our first... What?
Nice. This is a Hearthstone podcast where we literally bullshit our way through the entire, 10-15 minute intervals of which we do these. I have no idea how long these will actually be, but we're gonna shoot the shit, see what happens, and if anything good happens, then maybe we'll do another one.
We're already 35 seconds in. This is going swimmingly.
There
Oh,
are
yeah.
there are
We
three
literally
of
have not
us.
talked about anything Hearthstone.
There's
there's three of us.
Yeah. Over there is... Okay, so I am Jared, also known as Cartoon Crusader.
He's a fucking moron, and he bends his cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh taught him that shit.
Alright, introduce yourself. This is...
I account for two of the people here. I'm Kavan, also known as Kavan, and my mom thinks I'm pretty cool. Anyways, and then our other beautiful guest, who I rarely talk to.
I know. We're like best friends. We're brothers. But, I'm Chris.
Man, this is stupid.
It is pretty
I know,
stupid.
Right? I know, right?
But we're all here, so
So-
that's why it's stupid. And it's a great
So,
time.
so introduce yourself.
My favorite class is
I
Shaman, and I liked Shaman before everyone else did. So
Not
fuck
you, Kavan, you've already gone.
Oh no, we're going over something else now.
No, we're gonna have our third guest introduce themselves.
They just did, and they didn't say much.
Did you say your name?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
hear
said
it.
my name, and, you can call me whatever you want. Except Jared. Jared cannot call me whatever he wants. Or Kavan. He can also not call me whatever he wants. Because Jared will
Me
be
and Jared are-
stupid.
Me and Jared are fucking morons. Anyways, my favorite. Let's go over our favorite classes and why. Like I said, Shaman because they're so goofy and they have a lot of RNG based cards, and they also have a lot of just stupid ways to win. Anyways, I liked them way in the beginning, even after hearing that they were the worst class for the longest time. Jared, what's your favorite class?
My favorite class is Hunter because I really like.
Smork.
Because I really like taking classes that don't like to play control and playing control with them.
Yeah, he takes pride in his control hunter.
Chris, what's your favorite class and for what reason?
Hi! I like Druid. I don't know. Druid's just got a lot of stuff I like. I like Ramp, I like big creatures, I like beast decks. It sucks in Druid, but I play one anyways. And, I guess I played Druid in World of Warcraft a bit too. They were fucking awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today's topic will be the current state of meta in Hearthstone.
Can you, say the
Hooray.
word correctly, please?
Hearthstone.
Just... Thank you.
Okay. So,
So what I've been seeing is now an uprising of aggro. Oh my god, all the Seathune decks have finally gone to rest, with only a few classes that are still playing them, such as, some fringe decks and some classes, but most prominently in Warrior and Druid. I'm seeing a lot of the Divine Aggro Paladin, which is a really fun and neat deck that I like, that hopefully becomes so big that Blood Knight becomes a card that gets run in other classes other than other than just the Paladin deck, because sometimes he uses the Blood Knight to be used to his advantage, and you can just get a 12/12 3 mana 12/12 just for basically free.
yeah.
What's some decks you've been seeing, Jared? Oh boy. Are you dead?
No, I'm
Jared.
thinking.
Oh my
I'm
god.
fucking-
Anyways, I am also seeing... Oh boy.
just mostly like.
You did not plan for this at all.
Well, no, like I don't play a whole lot of constructed.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
I.
you're an arena player.
So I just mostly know stuff like the zoo that's like really popular, or like was decently popular for a while. I haven't.
It's still popular.
Okay.
I still see it as probably one of the most prominent decks right now.
And then Face Shaman. Face Shaman's really good. Just
Yeah,
like
that mid range to Face Shaman.
just like the normal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't
4
think it-
minutes. Man, this is just great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, this. Anyways,
So
hold that.
do you think that do you two think that there are any decks that aren't really seeing play right now that you actually think are good?
Well, what does good really mean? I mean,
Competitive.
Like you can reach legend with.
That you can reach legend. Oh man, well considering that none of us in here have reached legend, I don't even.
I mean, given enough time, I can imagine most decks getting to legend.
Okay.
I'd say most decks that aren't like too out there and too fringy and too not like their style of deck. Like I don't see Control Hunter getting to legend anytime soon.
Okay,
Direct
so
Mid range is doing all right now.
Mid range is doing swimmingly. I mean, I guess it's called Beast more now, but yeah, mid range is definitely a strong pick for Hunter. Probably the strongest pick for Hunter.
well,
Unless you just want to smork.
well, what gets like run in mid range? Well, there's the normal stuff, but what from the new set gets run in mid range?
Well,
Call of the Broken Ass.
yeah, Call of the
card.
Wild, definitely. Anything mid-range or Control Hunter version, but I think I've heard a bit of Yogg load going around, so that's interesting.
Lock and load?
Fucking load.
Yogg load.
Oh, like
it's
Yoggs are on in.
Lock
Like
and-
that, like that,
Load.
like I deck that, like that one deck I made on the first day.
Yeah, Lock
that I
and
said
load
was
was both
bad.
Yogg's run.
That's amazing. Except I didn't run Summoning Stones because I was like King Zelek into guaranteed Yogg was great.
I have never seen a Summoning Stone in that deck.
I saw Kibler do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you suck.
Man, Kibler's cool. He's just
Man,
a
I-
cool guy.
Still hate Yogg's run.
Really? He's actually pretty good with like low doses of spells.
I'm very confident it's just a stupid card and it's toxic as hell.
Okay,
God.
so it is stupid, but if you cast like maybe 5 spells over the course of the game and then play Yogg, it can be pretty good. But-
Not really. I
Really?
think the more spells you cast, the better it is.
I don't
Okay.
care about how viable it is. What I'm saying is, you know that moment in the GVG eras where
Yeah.
like the opponent would break their piloted shredder and they get a doomsayer and you're like, fuck, well that's stupid. This game was just invalidated because of this bullshit RNG. That is exactly what Yogg Saron is in just one card. It's
Okay, I can see that.
absurd.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Like,
usually it's a doom. You kill everything, you draw some cards.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things to say about Yogg, and definitely it's like kind of insane. And it's what's the word for it? Yeah, I get it. I understand where you're coming from when you're saying that it invalidates the entire game. But it's like, alright, we just essentially have a Maddest bomber. There are some times in which RNG completely swings the game, and obviously the most extreme versions of that is like, yeah, getting a Doomsayer, like a Shredder, or like, you know, getting some crazy thing from a thing that is common to see, but, like, I don't know. That's just kind of obvious. But like when you get down to it, constructed is still like you drawing cards, and you may have a better idea, obviously, but a game can be invalidated just from a shitty hand that you get thrown back, that only for you to get more shitty cards.
Yeah, it is, but it just feels so much worse when it comes from a single effect.
Fair enough.
Like, I've had a couple games where it's like, oh man, I really love one of my consecrations, and it just doesn't show up, and that feels awful. But then, you know, the Yoxeron that wipes your board and then ends up double buffing itself is even worse.
I mean, the off chance that
The expected
I think more often than not, Yogd is like okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever see him doing incredibly, and when he does, it's really rare. Like I think I've had like 4 or 5 times I've Yogged, and it's just been insane.
Well,
and I've played Yogg a lot.
Usually it's just okay, or that was kind of disappointing, or that's fair.
I've had many a Yoggs where it's just fucking lost me the game. But I kind of like using him as like a last resort card. And he's pretty great.
But that's kind of Chris's problem with the card, is the fact that the average result isn't always what you get. And when you don't get the average result, and like it either wins you or completely loses you the game, it's just kind of like it just kind of feels bad whenever just a dice roll has lost you the game.
Fair enough.
That's why I like N'Zoth, because you can tell what he's gonna get, and it's part of your deck building strategy, while a lot of times Yoxeron's sort of just in the deck as an emergency trigger at the end.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
just
but then again,
or
it's
it's
like,
just like
wait-
a really big party popper.
Like I've said, just wait for the hype to go down. Like people will eventually learn that Yogg isn't even that great of a card, and like after the whole like RNG kind of thing, it'll like dip down into people where they're like, okay, I think I actually want to win now.
Yeah, mostly
I think
people
Yo-
just want every streamer to run it.
Yeah, because it's just so crazy.
So going back to mid-range hunter, does Eaglehorn bow see play? I would
I'm
assume
pretty
not.
sure.
So
Yep. Yeah, it does.
so what traps get run?
You know what's funny?
0.
Like sometimes even 0.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I've seen deck lists where people don't run any secrets at all.
That's interesting. I usually see
Right?
like bear trap, freezing trap.
I see bear trap, freezing trap, and if you're face, then obviously that explosive trap.
No snake trap?
Sometimes snakes. I see snakes rarely, but I still see it.
Snakes is probably one of my favorite hunter traps.
I think it's just one of my favorite traps ever.
Yeah.
It's just like you just get 3 dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really played very much with it, but I've been messing around with like Cthulhu mid-range hunter.
Yeah.
So, because like Cthulhu just has like a lot of good minions that follow it.
And speaking of old gods, that fell off in popularity super hard.
Yeah.
Frickin' what, Seathun?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Cthulhu.
I know, right? As cool as Cthulhu was, and as cool, I mean, Cthulhu is still cool. It's just now aggro's rising, and it's way too slow.
Yeah. I ran Zoo like first day, and it did really well against all those people trying Cthulhu.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. We'll have to figure out if the meta settles enough.
Yeah.
Just wait. We have obviously we have swings in which people will start playing more control and start playing.
Has the meta
less
not
aggro.
settled yet?
It has settled. I'm just wondering if we're gonna ever see as many Seathun decks as we did when the release started.
Okay.
Almost certainly not that many Cthulhu decks.
Yeah, probably not many. I think we'll just figure out. I still think my rogue Reno Seathun was viable.
Yeah, and occasionally, the Cthulhu Druid and Priest still shows up.
Yeah, Cthulhu Priest and Druid are probably the strongest picks.
I would
You have to
actually
say Blade of
I would vouch for like
Cthulhu is.
I would vouch for Cthulhu Warrior.
Cthulhu Warrior is definitely also possible.
Yeah, it's alright.
Because you really need to run Cthulhu to have like the Shield Maiden replacement. Like Shield Maiden was actually a really big boost to just like Control Warrior in general. So I'm not really certain if like you can even make a Control Warrior at this point with like that's good without putting in like Seathing stuff. As weird as that might sound. What do you two think about that? Do you think that Control Warrior is like good enough without Seathing things?
It's certainly very strong with the new card that gives you like 10 armor.
The Ancient Shield Bearer.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay.
And you're guaranteed to have 10 attack on your sea thing always. I mean, this has always been,
Just a very common occurrence.
Yeah, and when you're as slow as Warrior, you can totally do it.
Okay. What do you think, Chris? Do you think that Control Warrior can work without Seathing?
I'm not sure. They got Malkarok, which is pretty cool, but other than that, without Cthulhu, I don't think they really got much.
Okay.
So I can't be completely sure. Haven't seen much of it. Haven't played it. They murdered my giant warrior, so I haven't touched that class since.
Oh, do you guys want to discuss nerfs a bit?
Why? This was like months ago. Or a month ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, okay, fine.
Well, like the impact of
currently state.
The impact of the nerfs really hits when the meta starts to settle, right? Because like when the nerfs first came out, whether the cards are viable or not in standard isn't really known until the meta settles. So this might actually be the perfect time to talk about the nerfs.
Alright, I'm glad most of these cards don't ever see play ever again. Most of these cards were pretty toxic, and I mean, except Arcane Golem. Well, Arcane Golem was actually pretty toxic, to be honest.
Okay. I know
it was
you
a
had
card
a
that
soft spot in your heart for that card.
I do not have a soft spot for that card.
Oh.
That card is basically the card where everyone was like, holy shit, Leroy Jenkins is not a good pick anymore for my combo deck, so let me just go back. Oh wow, there's a cheaper charge minion I can put a thing on, and then now I'm going to buff the shit out of it and then duplicate it. I think having the combo should be way harder, and when you have two of a certain card in your deck, it's way easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris, other than the Molten Giant nerf, are there any nerfs? What are your thoughts on the nerfs?
I think the Ancient of Lore one was a little bit too harsh, and the Blade Flurry one was almost entirely too harsh.
Okay.
After that, I wasn't really sure what Rogue was going to do, but they seem to be doing okay right now.
Probably the most disappointing thing about the nerfs is that they were just that nerfs, and not rather card changes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Force of Nature wasn't really a nerf; it was a complete change.
That's true.
But I mean, it was a nerf.
That's like an exception.
Same with Arcane Golem.
Yeah, but there's so many shitty cards laying around. I would like to see some of them have a purpose.
I feel like although it's definitely like an opinion with Arcane Golem, I think most people can say that that's just a nerf.
Yeah.
It's like so bad right now.
Yeah.
I don't think that card will ever see play.
I think I'd
Again.
rather run Dancing Swords. Well, I guess in Wild, Dancing Swords over Arcane Golem.
It probably is.
Arcane Golem might see play in the future if like some sort of mana burn mechanic comes about,
Possibly.
or like
I don't
gain
know.
advantages based off your opponent's mana.
That would be really cool.
Well, I think some manner of combo would be cool, but Blizzard seems entirely intent on destroying everything that shows up with that.
Okay. But like, to go more in depth on what I was saying about just like how I think they should have changed instead of nerfed cards more, was stuff like Ancient Lore should have gotten a buff to its like health gain, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't really a middle point with nerfing the card draw. So
I don't-
instead they should have like what?
Maybe at least give it, a couple more stats.
It's kind of
It actually wouldn't have been an issue to see it as a freaking whatever it is. What is it? It's a 3-mana, right?
it's what?
Arcane Golem.
No, Ancient of Lore. We're talking about that card right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I spaced out.
Okay. But like,
Ancient
it's-
of Lore, he got destroyed.
he's kind of comparable to Guardian of Kings, which is like
Yeah.
Guardian of Kings is like an okay card in Arena, right?
Yeah.
So like one same mana has the flexibility of being able to draw a card, and then also the heal is one less, and he has one less health, but he can heal a minion. It's just kind of poor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, just run a Zerdrake at this point. Throw away the tree. It doesn't do anything
Yeah.
anymore.
A lot of the choose cards are kind of upsetting because sometimes like a lot of the times one choice is just generally better than the other choice,
Uh-huh.
and you only usually choose the other choice in like a really weird situation where like you're like as a last ditch resort. Like you would never use Ancient of Lore to heal unless like you were super afraid of the opponent just murdering you. So like in freeze mage matchups or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like with the Druid of the Flame, you almost never put it into 5-2 mode except for if like there are situations, but they're like so rare and
Actually, I
Hard.
put it into a 5-2 mode a reasonable amount when I want to apply pressure and the opponent isn't a class that's good at removing creatures.
and like they have no ward.
It's turn 3, that's not usually much of a problem.
Oh, on turn 3. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, later, sometimes they don't have a board and I want to hit a 5-2 for pressure.
Okay. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. So, do you guys want to talk about cards that aren't seeing play that is almost a little bit surprising?
Sure. I'm actually surprised. Well, not surprised. And by that I mean I explained earlier, but I'm sad Cho'Gall never really got to see any shine.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He is pretty bad when you have decks like Zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would be really good if the meta did slow down, I think.
Oh no, definitely. I feel like eventually in Wild he will be very good. But that's Wild. And maybe he'll be good. Maybe he'll be good in Standard. You just gotta wait long enough.
I almost feel like in Wild, things will just always be speeding up with more and more good late game. Or, I mean, more and more
More
good.
and more good early game. That's
Yeah,
true.
showing
You'll
up.
just get to a point in which you're. Yeah, I have a feeling everything will just become Face Hunter at one point.
or like
with
face
the one
shaman
with the
or-
one 2/1, like that's insane. That now that
unless they s-
paladins have.
Yeah, unless they start making like good board clears.
Like almost every class has like a really good aggressive one mana 1/2
I await eagerly the day
or
Rogue
2/1.
can turn 3, one-shot somebody with Shadow Strike.
Delicious, delicious, delicious. I actually had like a theory craft in my head where it was like a melee ghost rogue where it ran Shadow Strike, so you could like Shadow Strike their face, and like it combos into like a prep Shadow Strike into like Eviscerate after like a Thorsan proc. It'd be pretty cool.
Did you try it?
I plan to.
Okay.
There's a lot of decks I want to try, and that is definitely one of them where I just like run a Shadow Strike to see how effective I can like one-shot my opponent from 30.
I was kind of surprised that Mark of Shiraj was never like hasn't really seen any play.
Because there's not any really good beasts in the early game that you can run it with.
Yeah, we lost the Druid of the Fang, so we only have that one synergy card. And yeah, just not quite enough beasts. We've got Mounted Raptor, which is alright. And a couple of early Druids in the Panther, but
I was just surprised.
Oh shit, you're right. That was GVG.
I remember.
Yeah.
I thought that was TG. I thought that was TGT for the longest time.
What card?
Druid of the Fang. That shows you how irrelevant that card was.
It was basically useless. I loved it because Beast Druid, but yeah.
Well, I feel like you loved Beast Druid because of the cards that are in it. So like you loved Beast Druid because of Druid of the Fang.
You're like the only one that I know that likes Beast Druid. Everyone I hear about it's like, oh, thanks Blizzard forcing me to play Beast Druid.
I remember before the expansion actually launched, you asked me, "Are you ready to play the Beast Druid deck that Blizzard's making?" Are you? I don't remember the exact quote.
I said, are you ready to play the Beast Druid deck that Blizzard's forcing you to play?
That's funny because they actually added in.
We don't even have to because Cthulhu Druid is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cthulhu, for all you triggered kids at home.
Yeah, so basically it's got a Savage Combatant and Mounted Raptor right now.
Dude, Savage Combatant is a freaking awesome card.
Love that card.
It's
That
really
card is
cool.
like freaking delicious.
Oh no, we have two synergy. Wild Walker, but apparently nobody runs that. I still like it.
It's the give a friendly beast thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
That is a really cool card.
Maybe if there was like a good one-drop beast for Druid, then
You mean like Hunter God?
yeah, exactly.
Turn 1 Fiery Bat every game.
That card is awesome.
Or like, I almost
Like
feel like in Druid.
I love how they tease it. Like they're just like, here, let us throw out this one card, right? And then let's not like give you any other depth to this. It's like let's make it almost work.
Okay. Like I even feel like just Druid having a 1-mana 1/2 beast might be just good enough. Because like you kind of prefer the toughness, right? When you plan on turn 1 playing that beast and turn 2 buffing it, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess.
So it's
I'm a 1-mana 1/2 beast, like a shitty effect.
yeah.
Be pretty cool. And it could be just neutral.
Well, I
Could
mean,
be
we have
useful.
Stone Tusk for
Oh, the best beast.
the best beast.
the
Smork. I remember when I first started playing this game, because I never really played many card games before. I thought that card was sweet.
yeah.
Is the Dragonhawk a beast? I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But
So yeah,
that's
it is.
there's a 1/1 Windfury.
There's a 1/1 with it's just a 1-mana 1.
I would not even be
Basically,
mad if they gave Druid like a 1-mana 1/2 Windfury beast.
That would be pretty cool.
Dude, do you guys remember Whirlamatic, or was that what?
Yeah,
Whirling
Zap-O-Matic.
Zap-O-Matic.
Whirling
That was one.
Zap-O-Matic.
No, that is one, like, hands down, one of my favorite cards that they got during GVG. That Shaman's got. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that card is awesome. You could get like turn 3 victories with that stupid fucking card. It was like Whirling Zap-O-Matic into like turn 2, or it was coin Whirling Zap-O-Matic into like double Rock Biter. It was retarded.
Yeah.
Whoa, I just realized something, man. Oh, you know what I need to do?
What?
Since they want to nerf my cards, I'm just gonna make a combo. I'm gonna return combo Warlock and just have a Stone Tusk board.
Just so
Not
they-
gonna lie, that's a lot of combos. I can like brand Bronzebeard and then like double Abusive Sergeant and then like double. I can like double Power Overwhelming into a Faceless Manipulator for what? Like just a stupid amount of damage.
Throw
I'm
in
gonna
some,
do it. I'm gonna do it.
Peddlers to possibly get more power overwhelming.
Yeah, no, that was one of my favorite things about Peddlers, is that I have a very famed and very awesome combo Rombo Lock deck. Oh man, that
That's
pulled
that's-
some of the craziest victories.
that's 17 damage times 2.
Lethal.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about? Yeah, that is death, imminent death.
Well, I mean, except for against Warrior.
Or mage.
Yeah, you can kill about 1/4 of a control warrior.
Man, that's progress. Now you just gotta do it 3 more times.
Man, where's your win condition now?
We need an Azoth that just summons all the charge minions that have died this game.
Oh my god, yes, please. Please,
That would be-
Warsong Commander's father.
That would actually be super crazy. Dude, rest in peace, Warsong Commander. I was really hoping they would buff that card when they were doing card changes for
When
standard.
they did not nerf that card, they gutted it and left it in the street to die.
It's not about nerfing, it's about sending a message.
Such a good point.
I feel like what they did to Warsong Commander was like a warning to all future cards by like stripping the card naked, hanging it by like a cross, and then burning the cross. And they hung it high so people could see.
This is a warning to all combo cards.
They're triggering me so hard. I love combo as an archetype so much.
Well, it's
That's
It's-
unintuitive.
it's debatably the coolest archetype.
It's not interactive.
It's debatably the coolest archetype if you really
It's
think
not
about it.
I don't enjoy it because it's not interactive.
Oh,
It's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
but so
Just you wait and see until I crazed Alchemist victory. Somehow.
I think I heard something about like what?
I'm gonna make a really bad deck where it's like a Gnomeregan infantry.
I was
That
just
card's
thinking that
what?
like Gnomeregan infantry, like priest, and then you divine spirit it, and then swap into techno.
It sounds
That's
really
actually-
funny.
Oh wait, that card is GVG.
Yeah,
No!
it is.
I thought it
Oh,
was
no!
basic.
You didn't-
I thought it was basic.
I knew it was GVG. GVG actually had quite a few bad cards.
I'm quitting
Well, yeah,
Hearthstone.
but probably the good cards were too.
Quitting Hearthstone. Why am I even doing this fucking podcast anymore? Novergun Infantry isn't staying. I just thought it didn't see play in Standard because it was such a bad card. No, it's because it's actually just not a card in that set.
GVG's like the most bipolar set because like half the cards are like amazing and half
They're,
the
like,
cards are just
ridiculous.
garbage.
I would say it's only like a quarter
Well,
really, really good
I'm
cards.
exaggerating.
Yeah, it's
Like- I
it's
think I
about
went
one
through-
one quarter really good cards, one quarter like okay cards, and then like two, and then like half like pretty fucking bad cards. Except for that one brawl meme. What is it? Stone the Metal Tooth Leaper.
Oh yeah.
that finally got to see play
Yeah.
in a brawl after it rotated out.
Yeah.
Right, Rip Bolvar.
Oh yeah, fucking Bolvar. I remember what Trump said about it, and he was like, "Man, this card actually could have seen play, but it rotated out. It was born too early, and it died. Or no, it was born too early, and it died too late." Yeah, that is a sad story.
Wasn't it like said that like N'Zoth Paladin was one of the best decks?
It is.
It
It's
is
pretty
Very
cool.
strong. It's very good and it's very strong, dude.
Okay. So
Can you,
how's it
like,
fare
like-
against aggro?
How do the two bear against aggro? I'd say they're about even. Like, it's actually a deck that can actually run against it. If like you burn all your resources, like killing their Tyrion, and then they're just to fucking drop the Zoth the next turn, it's like probably one of the most game-winning things you can do in Hearthstone.
Dudes, Karen is seeing a bit of play, and that's really cool. But also,
It is really cool.
Sylvanas is seeing a bit of play, and that's really obnoxious.
Dude, like Sylvanas, like holy crap. No, but Karen makes me happy because Karen was a card I liked a lot when I first started
Yeah,
playing,
he's so cool.
and he was just as soon as GVG hit, which is when I started playing ? Yes. Wait, yes. And man, like I liked the card immediately, and then I was told by somebody that it sucked because the meta was so fast. And boy, were they right
Oh man.
when they had cards like Dr. Boom.
N'Zoth Paladin kind of reminds me of Priest in a way. In the way
Yeah.
that Priest can be pretty good against aggro, but like you have to draw the Akanai circle.
Oh yeah, you always have to. Or the I'm starting to wonder
So, like-
if Shadow Word Horror is actually like a card to actually be run now.
I don't
I'm
think so.
legit. I do. I think it's actually getting to that point. Like it's really close. I'm seeing a lot of aggro.
I think it's still not worth running over like Holy Nova.
Holy Nova or like Excavated Evil.
Yeah, that one.
Can I be real?
Yeah.
It's not quite ready for Shadow Word Horror.
I don't know.
Holy Nova it really isn't that good of a card.
What is
Holy Nova.
Holy Nova? It's okay.
Well,
Pretty
like,
solid.
It's a 5-mana consecration with the cool upside.
the upside kind of wants you to be winning, right?
The
Wants you to
heal?
what?
But, yeah, the heal. Like, in order to get... I've seen, if a priest is winning, Holy Nova can, like, seal the deal of the game by, like, having you draw cards off of, like, a Northshire Cleric, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, just completely decimating your opponent. But if you have no board, and you just clear the board, it's just kind of,
It's true, but like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think
mean, a well-placed Holy Nova is kind of crazy.
I think the occasional time it gives you the 1 or 2 or more heals is worth the 1 more mana over consecration.
well, I'm not saying that it's...
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just kind of saying that I don't think it's very
Yes.
good in like priest, especially in the way that like priest has a hard time getting onto the board in the first place.
Well, yeah.
And
Well,
generally,
it's because their deck doesn't revolve around having a board.
well, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't
Yeah,
fit
exactly.
into that kind
and,
of like
and
a
it doesn't fit. Yeah. I guess, but I mean, like,
I guess.
but it does. No, but I mean, it's not like a card. It's basically a card that helps you set up like insane combos with cards that do combo with it. It's not necessarily because you have a board. It's because you have cards that combo with it.
Okay.
So, like I said, the Northshire Cleric, and if you're running Seathun, then the Hooded Acolyte. That card is like mediocre at best. I don't know. I really don't like that card
Also,
a lot.
priest lost light bomb, so they need the AoE.
Yeah. So, like I said,
They do need
Yeah,
AoE, but
that shit made me sad.
Holy
Ow.
Nova to
My bad.
Holy Nova to Light Bomb are just kind of not very comparable. Because Holy Nova is actually really good against control. I mean, Light Bomb is.
Light bomb is amazing. Well, no, isn't it like pretty bad against me? Control.
It's good in the way that you can kill two big guys with Light Bomb. And it kind of forces your opponent to play around Light Bomb.
Yeah.
So,
And now it's fucking
It
gone.
was mostly there for Dr. Boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Let's be real here.
but like, if the opponent played like... Like, there's a few cards in the new expansion that, that Light Bomb would be good against. Like the, like Yasharge, which hasn't really seen a lot of play.
I'm sorry. You just call him. It's Yasharaj.
Yasharage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Waisha RJ.
It's Yasharge. But,
It's Waisha RJ.
it would also probably be good against, like, Zoth.
Yeah. Nazoth it would actually be okay, I guess.
Depending.
Actually, I take that back. It would actually be pretty bad against Nazoth.
Yeah. He's like Tyrion.
It would. No, I mean, well, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like,
Well, when break
you'd have to do.
it would leave Nazoth at 2, Cairn at 1, it would kill Sylvanas, it would kill, Hoarders, kill Hucksters.
You're not really gonna kill. You're not really not gonna run hoarders. If you're running hoarders in a deck like that, it kind of sucks.
They're
It doesn't-
fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
It's just solid late game, not late game, solid early game for getting Nazoth running.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Couple loot hoarders,
Yeah.
couple hucksters, probably some tomb pillagers.
Yeah. Okay, so depending on the matchup, we'll do fine.
If you're really crazy, I'll get you a Twilight Summoner.
Oh my god. That card is bad.
I probably
Well,
won't.
Generally
It's
a
not.
bit much, but those games where you get it on
it's
your
pretty
unearthed
slow.
raptor are just kind
Yeah.
of stupid.
It's so slow.
But like,
I do like it though. It is a cool card, but it is slow as hell.
I'm not sure if I would run Tomb Pillager and then Azoth deck. Just because
I would.
I don't very much value a coin in the later game stages.
Oh really?
It's
Like,
just a good card.
Maybe a 1-0.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a 5/4 that gives you a coin
Yeah.
to get Nazoth out earlier, that then is a
That is
5/4 that comes back.
That is true,
Yeah.
actually. I always forget that with cards like Nazoth, as long as you're getting stuff, it's fine.
It's kind of like a Deathwing Dragon Lord. It's like, oh, I just lost down like 2 battle cries. Yeah, but you have an 8/8 and a 4/12 now.
It kind of reminds me of what Kriparian
Wait, what
said
412?
about
I don't know.
about
I was like, what 412 has a battle cry? All of them are.
Actually, no,
static
yeah,
effects.
they're all constant effects, aren't they? The 8/8
Yeah.
ones that are battle cries.
It
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of what.
Well, then you missed out one battle cry and you're having the Varian and a Ysera. Have fun.
It kind of reminds.
Ysera gets to fucking like, and then Ysera gets to tick.
It kind of reminds me of what Crip said about Varian Ren in Arena. As long as you're, even if you're just getting junk minions from Varian Ren in Arena, it's gonna win you the game.
But who plays Arena? Sorry.
I play Arena.
I usually tend to stay away from it.
I greatly disagree with Arena.
Like, what do you mean?
I just don't like running it.
Okay. Arena?
Yeah.
You don't like running?
I think it's
Arena.
fun. I think it's fun occasionally. Like I think it's like, oh, cool. Let me just
I-
like Let me get like all of like my rage from playing. Like, oh my god, I went to work in a very upset mood.
I do not enjoy draft formats.
Oh, why?
I love draft formats. As soon as I found out that there was a such thing as a draft format, I was like, whoa, you're telling me there are cards that I thought were good and I always wanted to run but never got to because all my friends told me they were inferior cards. And then there's a format which I can play them.
Prefer constructed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because of the RNG factors and like this guy just has a better deck, so he just trumps me?
Not necessarily. I just like using the cards I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the act of putting something together and then using it.
Okay.
And draft is like, well, it's kind of just a pile. Because that's all you can really get from draft. It's like, ugh.
Sometimes you get a crazy draft though.
And sometimes the other guy plays fucking Muster for Battle and you're sad.
Sometimes. That is true.
Man. So, how about them, Waisha RJ, the best old god?
Oh, poor Sharsh.
Man, I think he's maybe my favorite in terms of battle cry, in terms of effect. He's just so cool.
Battle cry. Oh, like his entry noise.
Like his entry name. Like he's so cool.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really cool.
He's
He's so slow.
Have you seen his animation, Chris? It's so
I have
cool.
not.
It's-
I've never seen Yasharj played.
He's
It-
super cool.
No, I
Yeah.
think I have. I've seen like his little eyes on the deck thing.
Yeah, that's super
Yeah.
cool, right?
I mean, it's cool. I kind of wish I saw that more instead of Cthulhu's rap battling at each other.
I think I've only seen him being played in like Ramp Druid.
Oh yeah, no, he's only being played around Druid.
And he's kind of bad in that deck, just because if you pull like the ancient one, it's like, oh god.
The ancient one?
Yeah.
Well,
The Forbidden Ancient.
Okay.
well, then don't run it.
Well, no, like Forbidden Ancient is like so good for Ramp Druid.
Alright, then make it a one of. And then, like, I don't know.
I'm not saying. I mean, like, how bad even is a 10/10 that takes a 1/1 out of your deck?
I don't know. Like, okay, let's think about this real quick.
Honestly,
like-
pretty bad.
It's terrible.
Okay.
But the chances of it happening are pretty bad.
Yes, that is true. So
Like,
are
it
they,
is low, so I think it's good enough to where you can run it.
So the question is, do the risks outweigh the rewards? Or I mean, do the
Yes,
rewards outweigh
the rewards
risks?
outweigh. Yes, they do.
Okay.
I would highly consider running it.
That in and of itself is subjective.
Okay, then it's subjective.
Okay.
I think statistically you're gonna get a fatty, no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you
so-
get like a 3/3 and you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah, as long as it's over a 3/3.
As long as
then
you
you're
get
not gonna-
more net stats than Deathwing, you're fine.
So
Yeah, if you get anything over a 3/3, it's good.
do you two?
And then if it survives, and if it survives a turn, then it's insane.
Well, then you've just won because that's a 10/10
You
board.
won. That's a 10/10 that's going in the face.
What do you two think about Astral Communion?
That card is so gay.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna resort to 4th grade insults. That card is gay.
so when that
Fourth grade.
card
I heard that shit in
Was-
6th grade, man.
When that card my ass. When that card works, you've won the game. When that card loses, you've still possibly. Well, that's not true. You can still lose even if you get like the dream turn 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when it was announced in TGT, I thought that card was awesome and I wanted to use it, but it's so unreliable I never got to.
Okay.
Also, I don't have any epics, but So,
No.
but first day of Whispers of the Old Gods, I go up against this druid, and it's like, okay, it's a druid. Turn 2, innervate. Okay, what's it gonna do? Astral Communion. That's pretty spooky. Okay, turn 3, Ragnaros the Fire Lord. Just
Uninstalled, never played Hearthstone to this day.
experiencing the perfect storm of that deck is... It was hilarious, and it was soul-crushing,
You was the
and I have not seen Astral Communion since.
okay.
Let me tell you something. If you want to play a deck with a friend, do not play Astral Communion. Because if you get it off, you will not be friends with that person.
Fair point. Fair point.
I've had both my friend Dimitri and JT rage quit, literally rage quit, and stop playing with me because I played Astral Communion.
That's disappointing.
That is
Getting
disappointing.
styled on by Astral Communion is a thing of awe.
It really
Yeah, right.
is.
It is. It's glorious.
I
Like, oh my
would
God,
not
that didn't
rage
happen.
quit if you did that to me, because
Like I had the no, Jared, you would fucking fucking have a bitch fit.
I've been Astral Communion before. I know what it's like.
First thing I did after that Astral Community game is I messaged Jared. I was like, okay, that was the equivalent of walking into a grocery store and finding out it's being robbed by Gundam wings.
But I think that it has gotten better with introduction of cards such as the Forbidden Ancient, but has also gotten worse with such cards being nerfed as the
Yeah.
Ancient
Ancient of Lore.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
but Forbidden Ancient is like super good for the deck. Like, I kind of want to try out like a ramp slash Astral Communion hybrid that runs like no 10 or 9 drops.
I think I'd rather just use ramp.
Okay.
Yeah, ramp is sweet. I love the card Nourish.
But like,
Nourish is awesome.
Forbidden Ancient basically says you can nourish or rampant growth to draw a card, and then still play him. While something like Ysera or even Yusharge or Weiss Charge or
Why
Charge.
charge? It's why it's actually Yasharaj.
Yasharaj says that
It's Yasharaj.
if you rampant growth into him, then all of a sudden you can't play him. So it's like you just had like two, maybe 3, 4 dead turns in a row where you've done nothing towards the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically the benefit of Forbidden Ancient is also it is getting direct benefit from your ramping.
Yes.
So let's see,
Like
ramp
if you
cards.
if you top deck it after a Astral Communion, it's fucking sick.
So let's see, we got Innervate, we got Wild Growth, we got Darnassus Aspirant, we got Mire
I do
Keeper.
not run Darnassus. That card sucks.
I'd probably run it.
It's okay.
It sucks.
Like-
It saw a lot of
Yeah.
play back when combo was still
We got Mire Keeper, and I guess we got Nourish, so... That's a pretty good base.
Okay. I just don't think that there will ever be a part in Hearthstone where aggro isn't strong.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's very clear that Blizzard doesn't want to stop designing aggressive cards, and then also just in the classic Hearthstone and the basic Hearthstone, there's some pretty good aggro tools, such as like Flame Him, just as like
Yeah, they slow down a lot with the aggro production in TGT.
Fair enough.
what did he say?
What?
What did Chris say?
I have no idea.
There was a lot of slowdown in the production of aggro with TGT.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because people wanted to make the Inspire cards work.
But
They
then,
didn't.
like in
Yeah.
Old Gods, we got some actual, like, aggro cards, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We got a few in TGT as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, we got a lot in fucking...
So it seems that, like, Blizzard never really wants to make it where aggro will, like, be a unusable archetype in
Well, yeah,
in a
aggro
standard
is
format.
kind of important.
Yeah.
Like, the first day of Whispers of the Old Gods was so unbearable to play because everyone was going full greed and it felt like shit to lose to them. So I switched to an aggro deck.
Yeah.
That's when you know there's a problem.
But, like, why did it feel bad to lose to them?
Because it was these people were so greedy and they were running everything that made the game feel like shit to play. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking kill your face. How do you feel about that?
Like, can you give some example cards?
Everything priest ran.
Okay, so, like, enchantment shit.
Everyone was running like full removal and like 8 massive legendaries, and it was stupid and it was boring. And Sylvanas was everywhere, and I got sick of that shit.
Sylvanas was everywhere.
I hate Sylvanas.
That is...
Really?
I hate her so much.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
It's funny because, like, they were trying to nerf, like, silence and stuff to make the cards that were not really used that had death rattles and other silenceable effects to maybe get used more. But it's funny because there were cards that were being run that had stuff like death rattles, like Sylvanas, that got countered by silences that were run already. So it doesn't really make bad cards more playable as much as it just makes already good cards even better.
And you know, Blizzard will spout all this bullshit about really liking minion combat, but shit like mind control tech, I don't mind that one as much, but mostly fucking Sylvanas just makes that kind of thing basically impossible.
Okay.
It's like, well, now I'm going to lose one of my things, so I have to clear my own board, or I'm gonna fall way behind.
Sylvanas... I always found Sylvanas interesting in the way that it made it where you had to think about how you traded your stuff.
Yeah, but it means you have to trade suboptimally.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it's just the best play to just go face against Sylvanas and just try and kill your opponent before Sylvanas matters.
Yeah, it's usually one of the main ways to deal with it, and just let yourself fall behind. Hopefully you get enough tempo to take them down.
Or they make a misplay, or like something happens. Like maybe they play a minion that lets you trade off your entire board favorably, and then Sylvanas just gets nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
So how would you fix Sylvanas?
I just don't think a card like that should exist.
I do. I think it's good. I like it. It's a fun card. It's a cool card that allows it to be a little less straightforward than kill this, kill that. It's
Feels awful to have it across the table.
I disagree heavily. I like a card where it's like, oh man, I have to take either I can take a risk. Sure, it does feel bad, but it's like, okay, I don't see why a card game should be full of nothing but good times and happiness. Sometimes I want some fucking insane, like,
Which is
let's
what
fucking
combo is for, because combo is intelligent.
Okay.
Sylvanas is just like, hey, I'm going to take 2 of your cards for free.
Also, there's There's not that much brain power in using Sylvanas. You just kind of drop it down.
You just play her turn 6.
Well,
That's
not
the only
always.
intelligent part there is to it.
You don't play her on turn 6 if like your opponent doesn't have a board. And
If
you
they
think
have
it's a classic
exactly Thor or
removal.
Sand, you're not going to play her turn 6.
Well, no, I mean I would not play her turn 6 against a warrior.
I would not. I
With
would not.
armor.
Yeah, I would not play
that
her
doesn't
naked.
have a board.
I would just not play a naked turn 6.
What about against aggro?
Maybe against aggro. I mean, it depends.
I would definitely do it against aggro. If they're dumping precious face damage into a Sylvanas, I would not be upset.
Uh huh. Man.
So like,
Oh. So what is your opinion then of a card that is straight up forward like Mind Control then?
I've always found Mind Control pretty obnoxious, but usually it's not quite as bad. Because
I feel like Mind Control is a card that's like, it doesn't feel like AIDS, but it definitely is not like the worst. Like if someone uses Mind Control, I'm just like, okay.
oh,
there's a
mind
whole
control
turn.
or mind control tech?
Mind Control.
Okay.
Mind Control tech is like whatever.
Yeah,
Like if
yeah.
that shit happens and they steal like my biggest guy, I'm just like, well fuck, I didn't play around it. I should have figured, because usually the decks that run it are, you know, decks that have techs and stuff like that. I actually can't think of any decks that would run Mind Control deck at this point right now.
It's usually like a tech card.
Maybe like that's what I'm saying. Or maybe like Reno Lock, but Reno Lock isn't played right now. It's so sad. My favorite archetype is being outclassed by shitty aggro.
It's funny. Reno decks just aren't there.
I know.
I think it has a lot to do with like the amount of like high quality.
I'm waiting for the next expansion to hit, or to see what this adventure has to have. Maybe Reno will come back, or maybe Reno will just come back. After
I think
people figure out
Reno
what cards
Mage
to
has
run.
been doing really good.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Like Grinder Mage, yeah, it's pretty good.
What do you grind with? Just like the
Just creating
Stone?
cards.
Catalyst
Cabal's
Stone and
Tomb, yeah, Cabal's Tomb and your spiders and your
spiders.
there's.
I haven't seen much of
Oh,
that.
Doom Spider?
I mean not spiders, I mean scarabs.
Scarabs, okay.
Yeah.
Is Tempo Mage
But,
still a deck?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just as bad as it was before.
I really
Except now it
hate
doesn't
Tempo
have.
Mage.
It doesn't. I think Temple Mage is one of my least favorite decks ever. I think it's also because I just don't understand it and I don't know how to play it. Except for when I do
You don't?
play it, and I'm holding the coin, and I'm like, I know what to do with this. I play.
You don't
I
know
play
how to
on
play
turn
Tempo
3. I
Mage?
play my Flame Waker, and then I coin Arcane Missiles and watches my friends fucking bitch, and then I have to watch my sins away.
Watch
as I
as the
fire
talons
off.
burn before me.
Yeah. Man, I do not like arcane missiles with the kit that Mage has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it just feels so unfair.
It's kind of funny the amount of like cards. that
Like,
just
like,
do
like, like,
one
like, it's
damage.
like it's a card where it completely belongs, but it feels so frustrating. It's like imagine if like a card that was in the wrong place was put in the right place, and you know, like what's a really good
Mind
hunter
Blast.
card?
Oh.
Like, what's a really good hunter card that does not go in any hunter deck? There's a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
Steam Wheel Sniper.
Never, that is a horrible example because it's like a, such a specific.
It only works with Hunter. But,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it only works. Hunter, you ding dong.
Maybe tracking?
Tracking. Yeah. What if like rogues had access to tracking?
that'd
That would
actually
be
be pretty
insane.
spooky. And like Savannah Highmane wasn't run for a long time,
Oh yeah. Huh?
and other classes would have loved to have it.
Oh my god.
Um,
Savannah
Or
Highmane
like
was
any draw card in Paladins.
Dude, if Savannah Highmane was in any other deck, that would make whatever it is, N'Zoth of that archetype like busted,
yeah.
because almost any other deck can do N'Zoth better than Hunter.
They tried
It's
really hard to make Hunter and Rogue N'Zoth, and I think Rogue kind of worked, and Hunter kind of didn't.
Hunter's cool because it's like, whoa, you can have 2 Savannah Highmanes, that's so much value. But then it's like you feel you're bored up.
I think Hunter's real problem is just its hero power.
And also it's just Hunter. Man, I love Hunter as a class, but its hero power is like the most unflexible fucking thing.
Yeah. Gladiator's longbow, I feel like might be good in other
That
classes.
is, my Gladiator's longbow is fucking amazing, but it's such trash
Or,
in Rogue. I mean in Hunter.
Okay, like imagine if Acid Maw was in any other class.
Oh my god, do not even say that. The only reason that card can exist
It's
in
'cause
that
it's Hunter.
archetype is because Hunter has 0 board clears.
Yeah, like imagine if like Rogue or not Rogue, like
Well,
Warrior
yeah.
had Acid Maw.
I would fucking writhe. That shit would be so upsetting.
Would they really
what if-
run that over Brawl, though?
That's a good.
Yeah,
well, like
real-
what if
real
you just ran both?
That shit
Sometimes
would-
people don't run more than one Brawl. I think Acid Maw Whirlwind would be a bit much.
Yeah. A
Okay.
two card twisting nether, and you also get a 4/1.
Well,
Ah,
well, like there's
Jesus.
also like Inner Rage,
Oh my! Just shut up now at this point.
or even like Blood to Ichor. Well,
Well,
Blood
I
to
mean-
Ichor is a bad example, I guess.
You
Does-
just
Blood to Ichor.
front
Do
loaded
you
all
get
the
the
costs
slime?
into the 7 mana 4/2.
Does Blood to Ichor give you the slime if you have like?
Yes.
Acid
it'll,
Maw out?
yes, it will.
I think
Okay.
so. I guess we'll have to ask
Yeah, it
Shifter's
does.
Era sometime.
It was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
But no.
Okay.
Whatever it is. No, I've actually seen the interaction go before, and it does give you the slime.
Or even like, just like Ravaging Ghoul or something. I'm just saying that Hunter's got like a lot of
Dude, can
whirlwind
you please shut the
effects.
fuck up about Ravaging Ghoul?
Ravaging
Okay.
Ghoul's so good.
It is really good.
It is very good.
Dude,
Alright.
wait, oh my god, I just realized something that
Or-
was AIDS.
Well, like, what about Backstab? Backstab's like a really bad card in the late game,
No,
right?
No, yeah. I mean, it depends.
It's not a very good card in the late
It's
game.
not good. It's
It's
mediocre
okay.
to bad.
But then, if you've got Acid Maw, then all of a sudden it becomes
it's
0 mana
only-
Kilomanian.
Okay, yeah, exactly my point. Well, no, it's
But
7
again,
mana kill 'em
again,
maybe.
it's Acid Ball. It's a 7 mana 4/2.
Yes. That's what I
It's
said.
so bad.
I think Acid Maw is a really badly designed in Hunter. It should just, I don't know.
Yes. It is. But that's why. But it's not that it's poorly designed. It's actually perfectly designed because we don't want it in any other class. I don't want it in any other class.
I think that because it's in Hunter, it should be a better card.
It's designed around red scale.
Yeah.
Well, like,
The
that's not
10
even a
mana
good
kill
combo.
everything.
Like, would it be oppressive if Acid Maw was 5 mana?
I don't think so at all.
Okay, do you think it would be?
Remember, Jared, you and I had a conversation about how I'm pretty sure Azamal would be fine at 3 mana.
I still don't think that.
I think it would be fucking busted at 5 mana and like nerf worthy at anywhere below that.
Like,
Because Arcane Shot is always a card.
well,
Yeah, and so is Flash Heal.
Fuck Flash Shield.
You and I with Alchemist Soul Priest, it's usually the same thing.
I know, but it's
And you
still
get a
cool.
and you get a 3/5 for 4 instead of a significantly weaker minion for more mana.
Listen, I'd rather jump into a cactus.
well, like, I also remember that I told you that if it was 3 mana, that I thought it would be running aggro. And you called me crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be.
Okay, then do you think that if Acid Maw was 3 mana, it would be running aggro?
It would probably run, and yes.
I don't know. Maybe now that Arcane Golem is gone, but before 3 mana was the top of their curve. And they didn't want something that wouldn't be dealing damage right away.
That is true. But basically, effectively what I was thinking was that, like, it would be just that good of a card. And, like, also, if the opponent dropped, like, a taunt, then you would just be able to go through it with, like, 1 minion.
To be fair, they don't even have Sludge Belcher to deal with anymore, so...
That is true. But, like, does Hunter really have things to go through even, like, non-Death Rattle taunts right now? Like, I don't
They
think
still have
they'd
Hunter's
run
Mark.
out. Hunter's Mark's 1 mana now, which is, like, actually huge.
But it's still used.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I haven't seen much Aggro Hunter because Aggro Shaman is just better.
Yeah. But I think that this would be the card that would, like, give Aggro Hunter the ability to just, like, destroy people to the point where it would... Unless just, like, Control Hunter was that much better, I think that this would make Aggro Hunter just, like, better than Aggro Shaman, especially with the new Fire Bat card. So you can
I don't know,
potentially-
I think Shaman has a 7/3 for 1 to show you, and a 7/7 for 4.
That is true.
Did you say 7/3 for 4?
For 1.
7/3 for 1. That fucking Trog gets so
Oh,
big.
7/3. That's pretty good. 7/3. I usually never see it go past like 5. And if it is, you've already won because you've hit their face. 5
Basically,
times.
what classes do you run? I forgot what you said earlier.
I love Shaman.
Yeah, so you probably have better ways to deal with it than some people.
Yeah. I guess so. Wait, I'm Shaman.
Yeah, you just remove their face, and then it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Well, man, I wish there was an easier outlet to, like, test, like, cards that don't exist.
Right.
Because with, like, a normal card game, you can just do that. You can just sit down at your table and, like, put in fake cards and then try them out and say, wow, that would be completely busted, or, wow, that would be,
Just kind of okay.
yeah, or, like, terrible. I'm upset that I even came up with this idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure Asamad would be okay at 3, at least.
Okay.
Okay.
It would be okay.
No. It would be good.
Maybe.
Dude. Oh,
You might get
it would
thrown in
make-
some decks with Unleash the Hounds.
Dude, that's basically explosive sheep poison seeds, only you also get a 4/2 at the end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And they
Anyways,
weren't even...
friends,
What?
friends, my dudes, my pals.
What is it? My
I
Skippy.
think we've wrapped up and we've had a nice conversation.
I think we
This
have.
video game.
We
did
have
not-
been going
we
for an
didn't-
hour 15 minutes. I think that's enough.
We did not have one single hip hop. I do not think
Um,
that we wrapped this up.
About what?
I don't think that we've wrapped.
We've wrapped.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
0 hip hops have been had.
Listen, I want to thank anybody who actually sat through this full fucking thing of us talking like idiots. And, I hope all of you grow huge, never mind. I appreciate anybody who sat through this. Thank you and good night. Jared, what do you have to say? Thank you. Chris, you?
You are all beautiful people.
Jared, last chances? I know you didn't
You're
say
all
anything
ugly.
last time.
Unsubscribe. Fuck you.